the peace. You are in the UK, you are in Germany, the first country to have a dictator killing mass politics and name it. I won't mention all. I thought of these other countries. How have they managed? We are not the first people. Uganda is not the first country to be in the problems it's facing today. There are so many countries who have faced the same challenges. We are not the first country to have a dictator killing people massively. There are so many countries that have faced the same. But how did they overcome? That's what we have to look at. Then we say, okay, as Uganda, we shall take this path. We shall follow this direction. We shall talk this way. We shall write to so and so. We shall do this to liberate our country, Uganda. Today, Uganda, we have a regional problem. As I always tell you that Uganda, Museveni is not only a national problem, but he is a regional problem. When we are in the diaspora, when we are in America, you are in the UK, you are in Germany, you'll find all nationals. You'll find refugees from different parts of the world. But if you find refugees from Congo, refugees from Sudan, South Sudan, refugees from Burundi, Rwanda, refugees from Somalia and Ethiopia, some of those refugees, when they look at Ugandans, we are their enemies. Yeah. Why? Because of UPDF, Uganda People's Defense Forces, who are occupying their land, who are destabilizing the peace in their countries. Some of you do not notice that. But the moment you mention that I'm from Uganda and you're talking to a Congolese, you're talking to a Sudanese national. A Sudanese national looks at you as a UPDF soldier who gunned down Garanga's plane, and Garanga died. When a Hutu Munyarwanda, a Munyarwanda Hutu, when he comes to know that you're from Uganda, he looks at you in that picture of a soldier who took a multi-gun and shot down the plane Habyarimana, the former president of Rwanda, was using. So, you're also an enemy to that person, the diehard, or the person who loved Habyarimana. When you look at the person, the Burundi, that president, there were 3 presidents who were gunned down in that plane. Now, when you come across at the video or one of the video links on Al Jazeera, when President Museveni of Uganda today is bragging and is very proud that he helped the West to bring down Gaddafi, to kill Gaddafi, you automatically become an enemy of Libyans. So they don't know exactly who killed Gaddafi. Yeah. As much as it is the West. But your own president from Uganda says it clearly in one of the videos that he connived with the Western world to gun down Gaddafi. So now count how many enemies do you have? We have enemies from Burundi. We killed Ndadaye. We have enemies from Rwanda, the Bahutu, and some Tutsis who loved Habyarimana. We have enemies from Congo. Our armies are there busy. UPDF is busy pretending to be peacekeepers, but helping the Western world to rob from Congo and destabilizing the peace, North Kivu, Kisangani, etc. The Uganda People's Defense Forces under the command of Yoweri Museveni. Now I'm giving you a point where you should say that no to Museveni. When you look at South Sudan, who killed Garanga? Or the plot was done in Uganda. The plane was gunned down in Uganda.
True.
Those are 4 enemies now. Burundi, Rwanda, South Sudan, Congo, Somalia, and Ethiopia. Central African Republic. UPDF is still in Central African Republic. Doing what? Hunting for Kony. What are they doing? Raping women and destabilizing the peace of Central African republics. Now, the 5 people are our enemies in the diaspora, like it or not. You never convince a Congolese in Uganda, in Canada, in the UK, in the US, abroad, wherever you are, that you're not a UPDF soldier. When the moment you say, I'm from Uganda, he will assume that you are one of the killers who killed their president. You're one of the killers who is destabilizing their peace in their country.
So,
now this is the deal.
Yeah.
What should we do as Ugandans?
Let's get up.
We should make sure that Museveni is not our friend at any moment.
Protest to vote. Yeah.
Museveni is not only an enemy of Ugandans.
Everybody. Yeah.
Museveni is a regional problem, as I explained to you clearly.
Not only regional, world.
Unless your brains are shallow. But if you get your forces and take them to the neighboring countries, different countries, in the name of peacekeeping, don't think those people in those countries are fools. They know the exact business. You guys are transacting.
Yeah.
You're conniving with the Western world to rob from African countries. I've just shown you continue Achilles. We have 5 enemies. Achilles, you are in Canada, but you have 5 enemies. You have enemies from Congo. You have enemies from South Sudan. You have enemies in Central African Republic. You have enemies in Rwanda, the Hutu section. You have enemies from Burundi. You have enemies in Somalia. You have enemies in Ethiopia. Actually, 7. How? The moment you're president, the moment you claim I'm from Uganda, and the moment you take your army, your Uganda People's Defensive Forces in those countries, in the name of peacekeeping. Abantu abo sibasiru. They know all the business you're transacting, and they know who you're dealing with, the Western world.
Yeah.
Helping them to mine their minerals as they take them to develop these Western worlds. Now, what is the main issue here? We should all gang up. As Ugandans. You may think that actually I'm just getting this mentality from Ugandans. You NRM diehards, the Museveni diehards, I'm talking to you. You may assume you are darling to these 7 countries I've mentioned, but they don't know our differences between NUPF, DCDP, NRM, JEMA. They don't know those differences. We know those differences ourselves as Ugandans. Now, an NRM person, you have 8 enemies. The countries I mentioned are plus the opposition in Uganda. Because you claim that Museveni must stay. But he's staying, he's destabilizing the entire region. Not only your country, Uganda, not only your family, not only making you unstable, not only making your country look bad internationally, but he's destabilizing. He's making you an enemy. You NRM diehard. Now, this is the deal. We should gang up together and fight this dictator and say, welfare, bye-bye Museveni, all your business, cancelled. Let's get another leadership. Then withdraw our forces from those countries. If you cannot pay the army, why don't you cut the number? What is the use of recruiting millions of army men and you don't have salary to pay them? Then the only thing for you to do is to deploy them in these countries to rape, destabilize, and steal from those countries. So we still have a very big problem.
True.
If we don't realize our enemy as Ugandans.
Yeah.
Now, this is the deal. Since we've discovered that Museveni is being used by the Western world to destabilize the entire region, the 7 countries, Rwanda, Burundi, Central African Republic, South Sudan, Congo, Uganda itself, Somalia, Ethiopia, 8 countries. 8 countries, 1 person is 10, he's, oh my God. So this is the deal. Tukoze tutya. Now, we should turn our energy to these people, his bosses.
Yeah.
I've come up with a document, and I would like to read this document to you.
Okay, read.
If you pick some sense in it, send me your email. I share it with you. Then you also do your edit, and also send it to these international organizations.
Okay.
The instance of this document is NATO. NATO. You know NATO.
Yeah.
To handpick Museveni from Uganda.
Okay.
I know some people want to hear the language of fighting. He needs a gun. He hears the sound of the gun. He will obey to the gun. I know that's what some people want to hear. It is okay. It is okay. You can think that way. But also, as I told you, in the struggle, everyone is entitled. Everyone contributes what he or she can. If there are people who can go to the bush, well and good. Go and shed blood in the name of liberating your country. I don't have any problem with you, as long as you do it wisely.
Yeah.
If there are people who can go to the streets, well and good. Come on the streets. Expose Museveni. Museveni must go. Put up the banners, put up the posters. Show the world what he's doing. If you can use the tools in your hands, the phone, the social media like this, do it.
Yeah.
All those are tools of bringing the enemy down. I think we should shift from the blame game. So and so failed, so and so failed. Now, this one is the best. No one is the best in this revolution. We are all good if we realize what we have to do. Me personally, as Uganda and Chuma Chaisu, I can go on streets and carry placards. Museveni must go. Museveni must go. I can do that. Me, Ntege Rubwama, Williams, I can go on social media just like I'm doing right now and talk and give advice and give solutions other than blaming. Me, Ntege Rubwama, Williams, Chuma Chaisu, Uganda, Ntege, I can write to the international security organizations, global security organizations, and I tell them, pay attention.
Yeah.
Attention. There's a problem in Uganda. And that's what I've done.
Thank you.
And I urge you guys, ladies and gentlemen, to wake up and do the same.
Okay.
Now, this is my letter. Oh, human rights defender, stroke Ugandan exile. I put my address, and this is what I've written. To Nato headquarters, Boulevard Leopold 3, 1110 Brussels, Belgium. Their email is there. Their phone number is there.
Okay.
Now, this is what I've written. I'm going to read this to you.
Ready.
Urgent request for NATO intervention and imposition of a no-fly zone over Uganda to halt ongoing atrocities by President Yoweri Museveni and his son, CDF General Muhoozi Alekulire.
Okay.
That is the subject.
Wise.
That is the subject.
Okay. Wise man.
Bino ngenza okubiwandiika okujja okubibasomera nabisindiseeyo da. I've already sent this as an email.
Boy.
Now, I'll start with executive summary.
Wait.
Executive summary.
Okay.
This letter is an urgent and grave appeal on behalf of millions of innocent and terrified Ugandans, both inside and in exile. How are we terrified? I myself, as a Ugandan who holds this flag, am an enemy to the Congolese in Canada, to the Sudanese, to the South Sudanese, to the Rwandese, to the all those countries I mentioned. Sorry to go back. This letter is an urgent and grave appeal on behalf of millions of innocent and terrified Ugandans, both inside and in exile, who are under daily assault by the brutal regime of President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta and his son, General Muhoozi Alekulire. Currently, the Chief of Defense Forces, CDF, of Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF. We call upon NATO and the entire international community to do what? 1. Declare a no-fly zone over Uganda airspace to prevent military transport and aerial attacks against civilians and opposition members. 2. Apprehend and detain President Museveni and General Muhoozi under international law. 3. Ensure the safety and settlement of indigenous Ugandans who are being persecuted and provide Museveni's family an alternative host countries as part of a transitional agreement. 4. Prevent further escalation and bloodshed ahead of the 2026 general elections.
Yeah, true.
Ugandans, are you not aware that Museveni is preparing, Museveni and security forces are preparing to kill, to murder, to arrest innocent Ugandans, those who don't support the regime?
That is it.
You want me to remind you? No. Okay, let's go to our jump here. Key issues and human rights violation, daily abductions, torture and killings, proofs are in Daily Monitor, and I've put everything. Human Rights Watch, militarization of justice. All these are evidence. Bloomberg, these are media houses. Guardian, they've all profiled what is taking place in Uganda. Denial of bail and use of fabricated charges against opposition key figures. AP News reported about that. Militarization of electoral process. I don't think Ugandans need to be reminded about that. Militarization of electoral process. Crackdown on journalists and civil society. You know what is taking place to journalists. I'm a journalist. I'm a former victim of that regime. Evidence and documentation. Attached evidence includes screenshots of Muhoozi Alekulire's public death threats on his X handle, in January 2025, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, Uganda's military chief of defense forces, and signed to the president, publicly stated on social media his desire to behead opposition leader Bobby Wine, and he claimed that only his father was preventing him from acting on this threat. The statement was reported by Reuters. It's evident. The same man claimed that he's going to behead Dr. Kizza Besigye before the independence of 2025. That's on 9th October this year. So we are just waiting for that moment. Additionally, in May 2025, Kainerugaba claimed responsibilities of abducting Bobby Wine's bodyguard Eddie Mutwe and posted photos of him in a humiliating state, further escalating tension. Financial Times wrote about that. Their news coverage on Al Jazeera. All these are evidences attached. BBC Africa published a story, Uganda using military courts against civilian. All that is evidence. The Uganda Observer, Bobby Wine's bodyguard tried in court martial. Al Jazeera reported about Human Rights Watch report 2024 to 2025. World Report 2025 about Uganda. They all have all those evidences. World Report 2025 Uganda. Okay, I go here right now. Legal basis for intervention. Wano, we wali komba no kulia. Legal basis for NATO intervention. Aboluganda temufayonzija. NATO's mandate. Listen to me carefully. NATO's mandate. Under Article 5 of the NATO Charter, collective security, and aligned operations like those in Kosovo 1999, NATO may intervene when there is overwhelming evidence of crimes against humanity, genocide, and state terror, and state-led terror against civilians. NATO's mandate. Under Article 5 of the NATO Charter, collective security, in brackets, and aligned operations like those in Kosovo in 1999, NATO may intervene when there is overwhelming evidence of crimes against humanity, genocide, and state-led terror against civilians. Those are the evidences I was jumping. B. United Nations Charter obligations. Chapter 7, Article 42 of the UN Charter authorizes the use of force to maintain or restore international peace and security when a government is the main source of violent instability.
Okay.
I want you Ugandans to listen carefully.
Yeah.
I repeat this. Where is the UN's mandate or legal intervention? United Nations Charter obligations. I repeat this. Chapter 7, Article 42 of the UN Charter authorizes the use of force to maintain or restore international peace and security when a government is the main source of violent instability. The responsibility to protect R2P in brackets doctrine mandates international intervention in the events of 1. Genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, crimes against humanity.
Yeah.
Uganda's current crisis meets all those 4 thresholds.
Oh, brilliant, boy. Oh.
Uganda's current crisis meets all those 4 thresholds. Uganda is under genocide, You hear people promising genocide.
True that.
Uganda is at war with its own citizens within the country itself. Sijui ADF in Rwenzori, Koni in northern Uganda, war crimes, and even other neighboring countries. There's ethnic cleansing. You know that. Some tribes in Uganda are higher than others. Other dialects want to be deleted from deleting Buganda and so forth, which may cause tension and fighting between tribes. Crimes against humanity. That's obvious. Then, let's proceed. Crimes committed by Museveni's regime fall under Article 7 and 8 of the Rome Statute.
Yeah.
Crimes against humanity and war crimes, including murder, persecution, torture, and enforced disappearance. Bana Uganda, pugule emitwe, open up your heads. Agency and recommendations. Sorry, I went to conclusion.
Okay.
So, we have agency and recommendations. Those in camera you can see.
Yeah.
Agency and recommendations. 1. We urgently demand the following. Immediate no-fly zone over Uganda's airspace to prevent air-based attacks and arms transportation. 2. Freezing all international assets and travel bans on Museveni, Muhoozi, NRM members of parliament, cabinet and state ministers, top NRM army and police generals. 3, 4, whichever number it is. Deployment of peacekeeping or intervention forces to dismantle torture chambers, releasing political prisoners, and ensuring the safe disarmament of armed militia. 5. Extradition warrants, EW, for President Museveni and his son General Muhoozi Alekulire, the current command of Defense Forces, CDF, for the ongoing crimes against humanity. 6. Support for democratic transition, DT, SDT, support for democratic transition, through upcoming general elections 2026, supervised by the African Union, United Nations, European Union, and credible regional bodies. Those are our demands, agency, and recommendations. Conclusion of this report. Time is of the essence. With less than a year until Uganda's 2026 general elections, the regime is intensifying its crackdown. Millions of lives are at risk. The silence of the international community is emboldening one of Africa's last brutal dictatorship. The people of Uganda are not safe. We call on NATO and international allies to uphold their moral and legal obligations. History will not forgive the indifference of powerful nations in the face of such evil. The lives of over 45 million Ugandans are in your hands. We are prepared to provide live testimony, more evidence, and contact information of victims and families. Yours in defense, of freedom and humanity, Ntegerubama Williams A.K. Uganda Chuma cha Yesu, human rights advocate and Ugandan in exile, Toronto.
Wow.
That's it.
Thank you,
That's it. That's it. That's the document.
Yeah, beautiful.
To these international bodies.
Yeah, great.
And I've made sure I give these international bodies, I've already emailed them. Now, some people are asking, is it possible for UN, for these people to come and handpick or give Museveni an alternative country? It is very possible. He's not the first person. He's not the first president to be given that priority. He's not the first person to be handpicked by NATO. Examples are too many. I'll read you some of the examples.
Okay.
Ugandans, mwitaga kujukiza. I'll read you some information here. Yeah. Please bring back my information. Well. Okay. At 1976. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yes.
It's not the first time. They're not going to do it for the first time. So we should call on these international organizations, just like they did to different presidents. My laptop is just freezing, but of course I will have to read this to you.
Okay.
So Uganda abali eyo, stop lamenting, stop thinking that someone will do your job. Okay, it's back. Let me see. June 1976. All right. Hey, give me a big smile. So, as I told you, I'm just encouraging you. I'm just, history repeats itself. Repeats itself. Now, I have a list of leaders, rulers in the world who have been handpicked by NATO, these other Western allies, Western forces.
Okay.
So don't think it's impossible to Uganda. If we wake up and we all do the needful. Excuse me. I'll start with the famous Colonel Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. He ruled Libya for 42 years, from 1969 to 2011. Muammar Gaddafi was overthrown and killed in a NATO-backed uprising in 2011. 2. Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe. He ruled Zimbabwe for 37 years, 1980 to 2017. He was forced to resign in 2017 after the military coup with pressure from Western powers and Zimbabwe's allies. 3. Mobutu Sese Seko of Zaire. He ruled Zaire for 32 years, 1965 to 1997. He was overthrown in 1997 by Laurent Desire Kabila with backing from Rwanda and Uganda after losing Western support. Number 4, Blaise Compaoré of Burkina Faso. He ruled Burkina Faso for 27 years, from 1987 to 2014. He was overthrown in a popular uprising in 2014. After trying to extend his rule, he fled to Ivory Coast. We come to number 5, Yahya Jammeh of Gambia. He ruled Gambia for 22 years, 1994 to 2017. He lost the elections in 2016, but refused to step down. He fled after ECOWAS threatened military intervention. Let's go to another one. Slobodan Milosevic of Serbia, Yugoslavia. He ruled Yugoslavia for 11 years, 1989 to 2000. He was overthrown in 2000 after he disputed elections and mass protests with Western support for the opposition. 7. Jean Bertrand Aristide of Haiti. He ruled Haiti for 10 years. That's 1991 to 1994. Then he came back in 1996. Then he ruled from 2001 to 2004. Jean Bertrand was overthrown in a coup in 2004, allegedly with the US and the French involvement. We have Viktor Yanukovych of Ukraine. He ruled Ukraine for 4 years. That's 2010 and 2014. Overthrown in 2014. Euromedian protest after refusing an European Union deal. He fled to Russia. We have Charles Taylor of Libya. He ruled Libya for 6 years. 1997 to 2003. Taylor resigned due to civil war and US/UN pressure. Later arrested and convicted of war crimes. Mwabagamba tebisoboka. Number 10. We have Manuela Noriega of Panama. He ruled Panama for 6 years, 1983 to 1989. He was removed by the US in the 1989 invasion of Panama in an operation called Operation Just Cause. 11th, Museveni Yoweri Kaguta of Uganda is now the next. But what is your involvement? Where is your effort to see that he's handpicked? He goes like these people.
You must get up.
You've had the involvement of NATO, Western powers, US, allies. So if we Ugandans don't wake up to write to these people, to alarm, to be whistleblowers, to shout at them, to wake them up, they know, these guys know that Museveni is torturing Ugandans. He's a regional problem. But as long as you're quiet, you're comfortable in your comfortable zone, you are in the diaspora making your money, your country, you don't mind about your country, they'll never wake up. They'll say, we don't see any problem. We see so many Ugandans here, but they're okay. They're doing their job. They're fine. Now, it is the time. It is the time for every Ugandan watching me to wake up. Write to these organizations. Write to these international organizations. Throng their mails, emails and mails. Write handwritten letters. Email them. Every day, put the atrocities Museveni is doing, put the disservices Museveni is doing to Ugandans. Every day, we are over 45 million Ugandans. If we can get on 1 million, writing every day to these international security councils, these international bodies, writing to them every day, don't mind whether they reply or not. Let's invade their mailbox, their emails with letters from Uganda.
Yeah.
I shouldn't give you what to write. I've read to you what I've written to them. Go to the newspapers, pick those articles, write yourself, give your experience. Why are you in the diaspora? Why are you a refugee in Canada, in the US, in South Africa, in UK, in Germany, in Australia and Australia? Why are you a refugee in Greece? Why a refugee? Why are you in Wakadama? Why are you in Dubai? Why are you not going back to your country? There is a problem. We have a lion devouring every character that do not support his brutal regime. Now, you have the mandate and you will be listened to. Don't think that this writing is for somebody. No. These emails are public offices. These are public offices, and they are there to listen to your cry and to find possible solutions. We should stop the blame game.
Yeah.
Andrew Luce Anderson, my OB, you're welcome. Paul Walakira, before you go to your job early in the morning, get your phone. You have an Android phone, you have an iPhone, you have any type of phone. Write. Google international bodies, International Security Council bodies. Put in your Google. Look for these international bodies, the monitors of security worldwide. Write to them, email them every day, whether they reply you or not. Write to Commonwealth, write to the British Parliament, write to the US Senate, write to the White House, write to them. Jeff Chiingi, write to them every day. George Jr. Sechitoliko, write to them.
Yeah.
Out of 45 million Ugandans, over 45 million Ugandans, if we only have 1 million of Ugandans writing every day to these international organizations, I tell you, they will wake up and do something. If we write in the same case, write to ICC. Don't mind that I wrote yesterday, I wrote last month. That's not your business. The email is open. Write, send. I'm talking to those who cannot do the street demonstrations, those who cannot go to the bush, those who cannot go live like I'm doing. You see, I fear to put my face there. You know, you have funny excuses, you guys. I have my family there. Don't I have my family in Uganda? Do I have a green blood? Do I have a yellow blood? I have the same blood like you. I have my brothers and sisters. I have my family in Uganda. You see, people are still there. If I come in camera like this, now if you cannot come in the camera, go on your tablet, go on your phone, go behind your computer and write to these international organizations, the security councils. I have a list. Send me your email. I'm going to give you a list of these people. Write to them. Like now I have. Let me show you. Now, as Uganda members of parliament, we are passing that stupid bill, which is going to arrest themselves with time after the regime has fallen. We have your names now. As I was looking for all these members of parliament, someone from parliament sent me through DHR a list of members of parliament. Members of the 11th Parliament, 556 as at 3rd April 2024. I have your names. We have your names. We are going to block you from coming to these countries.
Wow.
We are taking this list to the immigration offices and foreign affairs offices. You shouldn't step in these democratic countries. If you feel Uganda is the best country, are those the best law to pass? Killing your own citizens? Killing your constituents? Being bribed over 100 million Uganda shillings just to pass on stupid bills? Now, this is what I can do. I cannot find you in Uganda and I fight you. But I'm going to fight you this end. never to step in Canada. And if your name appears applying for a visa to come to Canada, your name will be popping red. You're going to be red flagged. Whether you have children in Canada or not. Whether your wife is in Canada, or your husband is in Canada or not. Your names will blink. Your names will be flagged red. We have to take that petition to CBSA, Canada Border Service Agency. We have to take this to IRCC. We have to take this to the Immigration Minister's office and claim that these people should not appear, should not attend, should not even step in Canada anymore because they are bribable. There's no lie on this. Members of NRM government, didn't you eat the 100 million shillings to pass the UPDF bill? To imprison, to incarcerate, to put false charges, to try civilians in military courts. Didn't you get money? Didn't you eat the 100 million Uganda shillings? Is that a lie? Is that a fabric? Is that a malicing you? Is it blackmailing you? Didn't you do it? Didn't you pass the law? Didn't you pass the bill? Is it not now a law? So if we come out to fight for people's rights who are in danger, both in Uganda and in the diaspora, we are right. We are 100% right. So Kasaga William in Edmonton, get your phone before you go to your job. Whether you're on job or not yet, get your phone. Put in an email. Bana Uganda muleme kwesirwaza kugamba nti ebyokola biweddeyo twekalakasiza omusajja aganye. No, waliwo bye mutannako. There are things you've not yet done. There are things you've not yet discovered. And that's the essence of these shows, social media shows. I'm not here to abuse anyone, to discourage anyone, but I'm here to encourage you that we can do more. We can do best. We can do the unique. Chibatakulangako. Let's stop these members of parliament, cabinet ministers, NRM generals, UPDF generals, and Uganda Police Force top personnel from traveling to these countries.
Yeah.
Let these governments put a ban on them.
True that.
Not to come to these countries. And we are serious on that. Stay in Uganda. Actually, we might we might put this government at task to deport your wives and children who are already in these countries because they have your records. It's a matter of putting in your name.
Yeah.
They discover your relatives in these countries and they deport them. Then you suffer in that sandwich boat called Uganda. There are no kind words for you people. Look at my brother Eddie Mutwe. Someone is sick. Then you just tell him, go back to the prison. Remember Dr. Kiza Besigye, there's a time when he was almost dying. We don't know his current health. Right now, he's an old man. He's a former fighter, former soldier. He's growing old. Why do you put him under that kind of environment? Just because you want to be the president of Uganda, you Muhoozi, you and your father. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are no kind words. There are no kind words. Wake up, get your phone, text to these people, write emails. Those who have laptops, take your time, type the atrocities, go on internet, search for them. The things are easy. Just go on your internet, put in atrocities done by Museveni's regime. They will bring 1,000. Get pictures, attach them. Send to NATO, send to UN Security Council, send to ICC. Then put resolutions. We want Museveni to be hand-picked. Toropa Buropi. Give even solutions. We don't want him to appear on the ballot paper. We want him to leave Uganda. He's not a Ugandan. He's a refugee who was accommodated by good Ugandans. But now he's standing against them. What else can we do? That is what we have. I can fight in that capacity. You can fight in that capacity. Someone else can go to the bush. Someone else can go to the streets and demonstrate. You can use your Android phone. You can use your PC. You can use your laptop. You can use your iPad to write to these international organizations. Is it a pen that your ink will get ink agenda kugwamu? Type. Send. Message received. I'm urging you, out of over 45 million Ugandans, let's have 1 million of Ugandans writing to these organizations daily, on a daily basis, writing and showing this international world that your thief, your master dealer, your M7, your employee, Museveni, Kaguta, and his son, this is what they do, and we are tired of them. Simple. So, unless one has something else, but I'm giving you my email. If you want some of these international organizations to write to, I took my time to look for them, and I got them.
Yep.
I got them. So every morning I wake up, I write to them, I send a message. Whether they reply, there are those who reply and there are those who don't reply. So I don't mind. I don't care. You know, my obligation is to write, to alert, to alarm, to tell them there's a problem in Uganda. Wake up. Nothing I can do. I cannot go back to Uganda right now. I'm a white hen. You will find me dead. And I won't be able to do this great job. So right now I'm doing what is in my capacity. What I can afford. What is in my hands. What I can hold. I leave you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. It's 10 p.m. in Canada, in Toronto. You know, Canada is big. In some areas, it's just 8. But where I am, it's now 10 p.m. I need to go to bed. But that is my humble appeal.
Good night.
If you want this document, send me your email. I'll share this document with you. My email, Kasaga William, write this email for my viewers who are watching. My email is ugandaantege1@gmail.com. I'll share this email with you. If you're willing to write, I'll share this email with you. I'm assuring you, I'll share this email with you. If you're willing to write, I would like to say, Ugandans, let's fight for our freedom. Let's fight for our country. One day, we shall have that country in our hands. Let's not blame anyone. Let's not get funny excuses. Let's all do what we can do to liberate our country. For God and my country, Buganda antege chuma cha Yesu. I love you all.
We love you too. Ugandans, it's us. Nobody will do this for us. Nobody. It's you and me. If we join hands together, we can liberate our country. Yo, these words, people from the West, they'll come to help us, but when after us, getting up, standing up against the status quo. If we fight, want our freedom back, they'll come and protect us. But if we don't fight, if we don't get up, if we just sit there, they intimidate us and we say, they at least some of us and we say, they torture us and we say, they kill us and we say, they'll continue killing us, torturing us, bro, sitting on us forever. And the West will do nothing. But the moment, the day when all of you, every one of you, will get up, stand up, and say, enough is enough, bro. They will run away. They will run away. I tell you the truth. Bajja kudduka. Kitwala gwe kukkiriza mundaayo nti naye bwe sirwana leero okutereeza nsi yange ani alirwana abaana bange abazzukulu bange baani. Then you get up and fight to end the stupid dictatorship, bro. Oba nakyemalira bwaba wa kisirusirwe buli okukira mayina gaaka mbeere nakyemalira nga manyi ali muponyaponya abantu bakulembera nze ngamba oba wakikyamu